Hey, what's going on everyone? It's Sean from All Things EV, and this is my dive into Lucid's new announcement about their high-end luxury electric vehicle called the Air. This thing is a gorgeous vehicle. There's thought and intent behind every element of the vehicle, exterior and interior. The design of it is aesthetically pleasing, and the performance of the drivetrain is spectacular. So let's dive into some of the specs, and I'll give you my opinion of the vehicle. It is extremely evident that Lucid has spent a lot of time crafting this vehicle, whether it's their 517 miles of range on a single charge, their 9.9 second quarter mile time, or their 113 kilowatt hour battery pack. Their limited volume, highest in trim level, the Air Dream Edition, starts at $169,000 and availability will begin in spring of 2021. And their trim, a step down from that, the Air Grand Touring, will be available in mid-2021 and start at $139,000. Available in late 2021 is their Air Touring model, and that starts at $95,000. And their lowest trim model, the Air, available in 2022, will start just below $80,000, they say, and that will be available in 2022. Now, one thing that's worth noting about Lucid is that because they haven't produced any electric vehicles in the United States, the full $7,500 EV federal tax credit is available. But at this price point, for this particular buyer, a $7,500 tax credit is probably not going to be a huge consideration or factor in purchasing a Lucid Air. So what do I like about this vehicle? Well, I love that they've taken a very intentional approach with the design, both interior and exterior. There's a lot of thought that's gone into this vehicle, not only in function, but in form. But it's not just the aesthetics that are impressive to me. It's how they've married the art and the science together with this vehicle. It's beautiful, yet technologically advanced. They've put a lot of thought into their battery packs and their electric motors, and this is where I think their core IP is going to be. Now, one important component to the Lucid that will be fundamental is how are they going to approach their batteries, where are they going to get them from, and what kind of batteries will they be using. Back in February, Lucid did announce that they inked an agreement with LG Chem to be their battery supplier. The wonderful thing about this is that LG Chem is very well established and respected in the industry. When I asked them what type of batteries they'd be using, they didn't confirm what size, but they did say that they will be cylindrical cells. This allows them to maximize cost since cylindrical cells have been around for a long time. I did ask them if it was some sort of proprietary Lucid chemistry or if it was off the shelf. And they said, quote, "We can't share details, but I can say we have worked closely with LG to refine their chemistry to enhance the performance beyond currently known automotive benchmarks." So they did confirm without confirming that they have worked directly with Lucid to make sure that chemistry is optimal for the needs of the Lucid Air. I tried to also confirm how many kilowatt hours LG Chem would be producing for Lucid, and I got we can't share this information at this time, which probably makes sense because at the time that I asked Lucid these questions back in February of 2020, they hadn't opened up reservations and probably didn't have a really realistic idea about how much demand there would be for their products. All of these things are fundamental to work out if you're an electric vehicle company. What battery supplier will you be using? How much? And how deep is that partnership? Is it buying batteries off the shelf? Are you doing a joint venture? And this is why I think it's really important to follow this industry, not only who's producing the cells, but also where are those raw materials coming from? How far are they traveling around the globe to get into the electric vehicles? Centralized raw materials make a ton of sense when I look at how quickly this electric vehicle industry will grow. And this is one of the reasons why I chose Piedmont Lithium to help support and fund this channel. It's a real life raw materials company that's having a direct hand in supplying companies like Lucid Motors. And because Piedmont's mine is located in North America, the distance to travel from mined raw material to processing to being put into electric vehicles is very likely a short distance. But Lucid is entering into an electric vehicle market that is very different from when Tesla entered into the market in the late 2000s. In many ways, Tesla could charge a premium for their $100,000 plus electric vehicle because there was really no other competition in the electric vehicle space. So when you look at what Lucid has to offer for a price point between $80,000 and $170,000, is it going to be compelling enough for people in this price point to pull the trigger on a brand new company? Furthermore, my largest concern about Lucid succeeding is the fact that the price point is so high that the addressable market for this type of vehicle is going to be extremely small. And by the time Lucid comes out with their $80,000 model in 2022, will that even be competitive enough to stay alive? As we all have learned, the automotive industry is incredibly capital intensive. There's a long road ahead for Lucid. Can they sell enough of these premium vehicles to make it to the next version, the next iteration, whatever that vehicle is? Hopefully a more affordable vehicle. I'm really rooting for Lucid. I'd love to see them succeed. It seems like there's a lot of potential with this company. They've invested a lot of money into developing intellectual property where it matters, which is the electric drivetrain. But I have some serious doubts about whether they've got, number one, enough endurance to go the distance, and probably more importantly, enough cash to be able to get them to production. So in summary, I think this car is incredibly gorgeous. It's very well thought through, but also really expensive, and the addressable market for this price point at between $80,000 and $170,000 is going to be extremely small. So can they build enough vehicles to get them to a lower, less expensive price point for whatever that next vehicle is that they make? This is Sean Mitchell, All Things EV. A big shout out to Patreon supporters. Thanks so much for helping fund the channel, and I'll catch everyone on the next video.